Hi everybody, happy Tuesday. It's Wanda. I hope everybody's having a blessed day today. I know that I am. Thank you, Jesus. Always on my side and always provides. So what are we going to do today? So today I have some ground beef. I have my sofrito out and I have some nice green spinach here that I want to use. And what I want to do is the partial preparation of my Thanksgiving dinner, which is going to be to make a dough, because I plan to do some cookies and some recipes that require dough. So what I want to do is I want to make a big portion of dough. Okay, so like I said, I had a bowl here and I had thrown in some flour in it, but then I took it out because I wanted to measure it in front of everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like 6 cups of flour to this. And I already try to loosen it up a little bit because it's good when you measure it properly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. Okay, that's good. So now I have 6 cups of flour here. Okay, I could put my flour away now. Now, the next step that I want to do is find my little beater. Okay, I have the beater here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to add two sticks of butter to this. And it's already softened and partially melted. I had it out a while, so this is fine. And what I want to do is incorporate the butter first before I add the other ingredients. So I'm going to do that. And I'm doing the dough before the meat because I have to refrigerate this for about half an hour, at least 20-25 minutes to half an hour. Excuse me. All right, so now that I have my dough in there, let me just wash my hands. Okay, so yeah, pretend you didn't see that one. That's 2 towels already. And counting, no. Okay, so I'm just going to set this one right here and I'm going to use it again. What I want to do is incorporate it. You could use your fingers. It's not a problem. Or you could use a spatula. You can use whatever you want. But what you want is to get all this butter incorporated, mixed up really nice in here. And I think I'm going to get a fork, because sometimes the old-fashioned way works better than to have all the butter clumped up here, you know. I'll show you. Okay, so there's my butter. Get out. I'm going to use it again, so I'll get the butter. Just leave it right here for now. And I always like this part. My grandmother did it this way. My grandmother before, with a tool, even a little stick. Whatever you can find to coat this butter in. So we have two sticks of butter in here, and what you want is to see it all combined. You don't want to see too much flour. You want to see it a little bit like everyone always says, like a wet sand type of thing. So I'm gonna add the butter, but I'm also going to add a little bit of oil to this because butter gives flavor. Oil gives moisture, and I want a nice moist batter. Like I said, I'm going to use this for Thanksgiving also. I'm going to make pie, a cherry pie, and I'm going to use this batter. And I'm starting today, which is Tuesday, so I still have Wednesday, Thursday. I have 3 days to start doing preparations. Okay, the ones that can take the longest is the ones that I'm gonna do first. The ones that can take a long time to be stored in the refrigerator and it won't be a problem. Tomorrow I will be doing some serious cooking, And then when I wake up the next day on Thursday, I'll be doing even more serious cooking. So this usually poops me out, Thanksgiving, but I just love to do it. I love to see the joy on the faces when they taste it and say how good the food is. Brings a smile to my face because I know it's good. Then I feel guilty. So many calories. But we're thankful. So you see, this is almost there. There's still a lot more. Like I said, you could put your hands in here. You could make a mess. But it's the same thing. Just keep pressing on it. And eventually you'll get all the little clumps. And it's tiring. I gotta give my hand a rest. This is an old hand. An old hand. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm doing, why I'm doing this is because I wanted to take it easy since I'm gonna be doing so much cooking, and this is a must preparation. So I'm doing this first. And what I'm gonna do with part of this dough is I'm gonna use some today, and I wanna make some meat pies, empanadillas. So I have the meat here, I have the sofrito here, and I have the spinach. I'm gonna put that all together, and I'm gonna make some empanadillas, and I'm gonna fry them up, and they're gonna be delicious with this dough. So I'm almost done. I could see it's starting to get a little bit like wet sand. You could see still a lot more, but there were 2 big sticks of butter, partially melted. So, I mean, I don't see any big chunks anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some olive oil, and I wanna put some olive oil in here because the olive oil just tastes really good. I like the olive oil taste in here. So I'm gonna pour like about a 1/4 cup. Yeah, about a 1/4 cup, okay, of olive oil. And I'm going to incorporate this in. And we're going to just mix it in there really good. Make it all nice and wet. Now it's really going to start coming together. And when it does, then I can use my little whisker. But there's still a lot of wetness in here. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to see if I could do something with this one. There you go. It's turning more like wet sand. It's coming together with the dry flour. So it takes a while, okay? Patience is a virtue. We got to do it slow. And I could already feel it, like it's getting nice and thick. I could feel the consistency of it. And it's getting nice and thick. Tiring, but good. This is something I'd rather do with my hand than with a tool. So this is good. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put a little egg in the middle. I'm going to get some ingredients. The first thing, I'm going to put a little egg right here in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to get my my baking powder. Okay, I'm going to get my baking powder. I'm going to add 1 big tablespoon. This is a tablespoon. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder into this. I'll put it over the dry ingredients. Okay, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm sorry guys, I'm going to pause the video for 1 minute because what's holding my phone up is my jar of baking powder. Just wait 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, and let me find my vinegar. Okay, I like to put vinegar. I mean, you don't have to. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of vinegar to my mix, and I'm gonna put it right in the liquid, right there. 1 tablespoon. You can see it a little foaming now. So I'm just gonna give this a mix right here like this, and I'm just gonna get that all incorporated really good. And I'm also going to get a little salt. I need some salt in here. See, everything is getting nice and incorporated. I don't want to see like any more dry powder around. I just want to see like little pebbles and rocks. Just gonna clean this off. And let's try this. Yeah, this is good because it breaks up. It breaks it up more into crumbs. So that's a good thing. Breaking it all into crumbs. Very nice. Very tiring, but very nice. Ah, don't spill out. Okay, maybe I should have gotten a bigger bowl. I think that would have been better, but I like the compactness of this one. So that's why I chose this. This is clean. I'm just gonna put it right back in there. Don't want to lose none of my dough. All right, so let's get some salt because I didn't add any salt to this. So this is 1 teaspoon of salt, and that's more than enough. Just 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so there we go. We have the 1 teaspoon of salt, and let's mix it up a little bit in there. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of cold water just so I could form it into a bowl. Oh no, it stayed down. Yes, I should have gotten a deeper bowl, but you know what? I'm gonna mix this up with my hands in about 1 minute. Let me get cold water with my measuring cup. Okay, let me get my cup. All right, so I have 1 cup of cold water here, and what I'm gonna do is mix it in softly, especially on the sides where it's loosening it up on me. And open in the middle, get a little bit in the middle. Okay, so this is 1 cup, but first I'm gonna leave it right there and I'm gonna mix this up. I wanna see how it's coming together, and I'm definitely gonna need a little bit more oil, but not yet. So there we go. See, it's already coming together. It's like kind of wants to form a little ball. My hands are clean, so this is great. I don't want to add too much. I just put a cup of water in there, and I'm going to add it gradually because like I said, this is already coming together like to form a dough. And I'll be adding some oil to it. And I think the best way to do this is with your hands at this point, because you see it's already forming. So that's what I want to do. I want to form it all into a ball. I don't want to play with it too much because I don't want to keep melting the butter. The butter's already melted. So there we go. See, it's already coming together like a ball. You see that? That's what I want. That's what everybody wants. So you have my ingredients, and now you see the system going. Okay, so like I said, I don't want it too dry, but I don't want it too soggy and soaking wet. It's going to be a pastry dough. So I'm going to add a little bit more water, just a little bit. Remember, this is only 1 cup of water that I'm adding gradually to this. And it's already forming into a nice dough. Very nice. Just want to bring it in and press. You bring it in and press. And then you could go to the other side, grab it from the bottom and roll it out and press. Okay. Almost there. If I could make a ball, then I know it's good, okay? That's what I'm looking for, to see if I can make a ball with this. Once I make a ball, then I know we're going good. And it's very nice and mixed up. And it's almost in that bowl consistency. Almost there. Okay, this is good. This is nice consistency right here. You could see you can form a ball with it. There's no dry parts coming out of here. It's all well combined, and it's kneaded. You can knead it, and you know, it's fine. All right, so there's my dough. Okay, what I want to do is I want to put a little oil on this. Just making sure it feels a little tight, but I'm just checking if it needs any water. And I don't really think it needs any water now. If I do, you can always get a spray brush and sprinkle it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that's good just like that. So I'm gonna get a little bit of olive oil. I'm just gonna put it on top like that. I was supposed to throw some sazon on that oil and make the empanadas like a little reddish, but you know what, they're gonna have a nice color. Okay, so all I'm doing is trying to incorporate the oil in here, which is good. You want to be able to swirl it around in the pot. I can't swirl it yet, so, but you know what, this is just fine. Okay, so now my dough, this smells really good. Delicious dough, it smells delicious. All right, so I'm gonna stop right here, and I have a bag. I'm just gonna put it in my bag because you want to seal it nice and tightly. So I'm just going to take it and put it in my bag. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of oil right on the bag. Hold on one second. Just on the bag. Okay, right there. So now I just want to roll this up in the back so you can have it all over. All over. Delicious. The olive oil makes it, gives it like a rich buttery taste to this. So beautiful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tie it up like this, and I'm just gonna put it in the refrigerator, and we're gonna leave it there for like about 30 minutes. By the time we finish the meat, I think this will be ready. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop it in my fridge right there. And I'm gonna get all this out of the way. See, it came in handy, this paper towel, because now I could use it to pick up. So use it more than once. Trying to be conscious that you have rags to use, but sometimes you just need a paper towel. Like quick grab. Okay, so let me grab this. And I grab my water, I don't need it anymore. This is good. All right, let me get this out of the way. Wash my hands and look for my rag. Where's my rag? I know I had a rag here. Just a second. Okay, so that was it. That was my dough recipe. And now I'm gonna start the meat sauce because I want to make some empanadas, some meat patties with some of this some of the spinach. So I'm gonna take all my spoons out. I could give them a little break later and put my ingredients back over here, over there. I don't need the vinegar anymore. Okay. Phew. All right, told you it's hard work. All right, so what do I want to do? I want to get my pan. I have my pan right here, just waiting. And yes, this is the burnt pan. I don't like to use my new pans for things that, you know, it's gonna burn it. But okay, now it's on. Let's see if it cooperates. Ooh, you cooperate. No, it won't. Okay, go. Okay, there we go. So we have a pan, and to the pan I'm gonna straight away throw some sofrito. You see that I make it in the blender, and then I just take it out and I press little pieces. The best way to do it is to lay it flat, because then you have all those pieces that you can use. And I want that meat to be really tasty, so I'm gonna add about that much. I don't know how to measure it. Maybe one big cooking spoon. I want it to have a good taste. This is a lot of meat here. Okay, so I think that should do it. That's probably about 1/3 of a cup, or maybe a little more. Remember, that's gonna melt into like a little mush. All right, so I'm gonna put this away. Okay, let me wash my hands. No, I don't have to wash my hands. Yes, I do. They're all full of sofrito. Okay, where's my used paper towel? This one's a clean one. I'm gonna use it again. All right, so let me get my little spatula so I could start breaking that up a little. I just need to see what my cat is doing. Little rambunctious little kitty. Hold on 1 second. Miu! Oh, it's not Miu. Are you okay? Do you want something? If you look at the videos I showed you that exercise, I hope to move the sorry, so sit down for a few. Okay, so we're waiting for this, and this is almost done. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil in here. I usually don't like to do it this way, only because when I put the ground beef to cook, hold on 1 second, the camera's rolling, right? Okay, I'm not talking to myself. I usually like to do it like this, and then just take out the oil that comes out from it. But the last 2 times that I did that, there was hardly any oil. It must have been a really good brand of meat that didn't have that much oil to it, because I didn't need to take out. So let's see if this ground beef. This is the big pack. I buy the big family pack for like $25, and then I divide them into 4. And I press them in here so it could be easier to defrost when I need it. And this looks like about, if I say at least 3 pounds of ground beef. I might use it all. Might save a bit because I use this in my stuffing recipe. Okay, so there we go. I didn't put the oil, right? Let me tip a little bit of oil in here, because I don't want the sofrito to burn. Alrighty, I put oil in the pan. I put oil when I was making the sofrito, but it wasn't a lot of oil, so I did have to add a little bit more. Okay, now that the sofrito is already in there, I'm gonna add my ground beef, and let's cook it together with the sofrito. I'm just gonna add it all because the empanadas that I make today, I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. One more little piece. Okay. If there's anything extra, I might just make a few of these little tacos for me for later. But as long as the meat is done. So what I want to do is I want to get my meat squisher. Okay, so I got my meat squisher here. I'm gonna cook up this ground beef, and I'll be back in when it finishes browning. Okay, this has already browned up. You could see it, and there's like a lot of oil there. So I'm just gonna grab a good old paper towel and drain this oil, because you could see it over there. Look at that. That's a lot of oil, and I think it's too much for a paper towel to do. So I'm gonna get a little cup and scoop it out with it. Just gonna use a small measuring cup, and I'm gonna scoop out all that oil. Put it right there. It's not mostly all oil, okay? It's like the broth from the meat mixed up with the oil, so you don't want none of that. I'm not going to take it all out, but I'm going to take out most of it. Okay, you know what? That little tiny bit that's there is fine. I don't want my sauce to be too dry anyway, and it could use that little bit of fat. This smells good. It mixed up with the sofrito really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ingredients and I'm going to start adding them in there because it's not seasoned. So let's add some sazon to that. And I'll get some salt and pepper. We're inside. We're inside. No accident. I'm sure a lot of people had that accident happen. Open the wrong side. Okay. So I'm going to add some salt to that. Okay, that's good. And a little bit of the butter garlic blend. I'm going to add a little bit more to that. Alright, I think that's enough seasons in. Hold on, I think I have one more thing that I want to put. This is some minced onions. So let's throw some onions in there because that's going to make it taste really good. That smells really good. So now what I'm gonna do is my spinach is all washed and I dried it. I even put a paper towel to absorb it, so it's already clean. I don't have to clean it again. I'm just gonna put some in there. Let it have some good veggies. Hey, come back here. And you too. And you too. I have a little step right there. Everything seems to fall into that little crack. Okay, there we go. I have to use this before it goes bad. I still have a lot left and I don't want it to get bad because once it gets moisture, it's done. So I'm just going to preserve it a little longer. I think that's enough. I could put a little bunch in there. They turn into nothing anyway. So I'm going to take this paper towel and I'm just going to lay it right here across. Like that. And I'm going to take this one out because this one's already wet. No, actually it's not that wet. It's fine. It'll keep doing its job, taking the moisture away from there. So let's just seal this up. No air in there. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to save it because like I said, I can use it again. I really thought it was going bad, so that's why I said let me use it, but you know what? Leave this right here like this. Just wanted to go down so then I could add my tomato sauce and cook it a little longer for a few more minutes. So it's already going down really fast. Just push it right under your meat. Okay, so that's going to go down. I'm just waiting for it to go under so I could throw my tomato sauce and then it could cook really nicely with that. It smells so good. Alright, I just have one more thing to throw in. First I'm going to add my tomato sauce. That looks delicious. Okay. I'm going to add some of this taco mix in there. I just want about a spoon of that. Let me see my other spoon. Okay, I have my tablespoon. It has a little flour on it, but I'm trying to get mostly the seasonings, not so much the spices, but just like this. There. 1 tablespoon is fine. That won't make too much of a difference for those like 3 pounds of meat there. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Okay, so there we go. Added that in. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm going to add some of my tomato sauce to that. I just want to have both. This has a lot. Okay, that's good right there. And this sauce is like really wet sauce. So just going to bring it down. I mean like it's loose, not thick, not wet. Sorry, not wet. I mean it's really a moist pasta, a moist sauce, not thick, and it's not cooked. So what I want to do is leave that there, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this sauce in there, just a little bit. I'm not gonna use it all. Just about maybe half a can. This is 15 ounces, so maybe about. I'm only gonna throw a little bit. Okay, that's good. And that's less than half a can that I used in there. I'm gonna put this in a container in a few minutes. Hold on one second. I don't want it to drop anywhere. All right. So, yes, I took another paper towel. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this down. And I got some flour over here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this a little mix, and then I'm gonna cover it, and I'm gonna let it cook for 10 minutes. Because it's already cooked, like I said, I just wanna cook the tomato sauce. So by the time this is already cooked, I'm gonna have all my stuff here so I could roll out some empanadas, and then it'll be time to make some meat pies. All right, so that's good. I just want to give it a little taste and see if it has enough salt in there. I have some garlic powder I wanted to throw, but just let me taste a little bit. Yes, definitely. It needs some, sorry, a little bit of, it needs just a little bit more salt. Okay, that's good. A little more salt, and I'm also gonna add my, I'm gonna add a little bit of parsley flakes in there. Okay, and I wanna get my garlic powder is what I'm looking for. Okay, so I have some garlic powder, and I just wanna add garlic powder to this. Okay, that's good right there. So tomorrow's Wednesday, and they know on Wednesday my daughter comes over and she takes me to get odds and ends, what I need, you know, whatever I have missing that I need to purchase before Thanksgiving. And they're so happy tomorrow because they get to taste the stuffing firsthand. I'm going to make the stuffing tomorrow and then just put it in a big bowl and have it ready. Boy, you're going to be shocked when you see my stuffing. But stay tuned, because the recipes from here to Thursday are going to be super fabulous. Super fantastic. All right, so that needs to cook up. I'm just going to give it a cover up. I was waiting to see if it starts boiling up at a, yep, see? All right, now I cover it. And let me lower the flame a little, because I don't want that to, I want it to come to a full boil. And I forgot something. Hold on. I'm not going to put some aceitunas in here. My son doesn't like them, but you know what? Just a little bit. There we go. Just a little brine. And I got to steal an olive. Hold on. Okay. That's a lot of meat. You can tell that this is like 3 pounds of ground beef. But I say I'm making it easy, but no, it's not going to be easy. I have to form all those dough into patties in a little while. But I'll be back. Hi everybody, I'm back. And this is done. I didn't move it because my son requested that I usually just make the meat pies with the meat. But he requested, why don't I try it with the rice? And I said, okay, we still have some leftover rice with the pigeon peas. So I'm going to try to grab all the juice from here. And the reason I'm doing that, because I don't want my empanadas to break. So I'm just going to throw some meat in here, because he said that he wanted empanadas with some rice in it. I said, sure, why not? No big deal. Just making it different. So I'm just going like this. so I could see all the sauce that's pouring out of here on the side. As you could see, I want it nice and dry. The one that I'm going to use for the meat pies, I want it nice and dry. But the wet part, like all this wet part, I'm just going to put it right inside here. See? It's basically nice and wet. And what this does is it'll just wet the rice a little bit, which is good. So I think that's good. All right, so now I'm just going to give this a little mix. And then I can make him his ones that he wants with rice, which I'm not going to make on camera because it's going to be the same way that I make the other ones, okay? The other ones you can get to see. So I'm just going to leave this to the side and I'll make it later for him. And like I said, see, there's still a lot of broth in here. I want to get that out because I don't want it to wet my pastery dough. All right, that's enough. Okay, that's a good amount right there. Okay, so I'm going to shut this off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my meat here because I need this meat to cool off a little. It's too hot. You cannot put this in the pastry dough until it cools off. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to set it on a plate. And I'm going to spread it out just so it can cool faster, like this. Okay, so I'm going to keep putting this on a plate, and I'm going to let this cool for about 5 minutes, and I'll be back. And then we could do the empanadas. Hi, everybody. I'm back, and I just have my meat here in the windowsill, and it was cooling off. So I took out a little cup of flour. I have this bowl so it could guide me as how big I want the disc, and I have my spoon here. So now all we have to do is take out the dough. I put my some oil in the pan so I could start frying them. I need a fork so I could pinch the edges. Okay, so I have a fork and I'm gonna get my dough. This has been chilling there for about 35 minutes. It's been chilling in there. Now, I'm not going to use all this dough because this is a lot of dough. A lot of dough. But what I am going to do is I'm going to just take it out really quick. Put that right there. And I'm going to divide it. So what I'm going to divide it into 4 pieces or into 3 pieces. That's all I need is 3 pieces. So I'm just going to work it out just a little bit. It's really nice. Just pushing it to combine everything together. Take it again and I'll lift it and I'll put it on the side and then I'll press it down. All right, now that's perfect. I love this dough. It's gonna be really good. So let me just make sure my flame is not too high. Okay, that's good. All right, so now I'm gonna take this dough and I'm gonna divide it into 3 pieces. 3 even pieces. So I'm gonna make some empanadas. So yeah, I have a little spatula here and I'm gonna divide this right here. That's 1 piece and I'm gonna put this away in the bag. And then I need another piece because I'm gonna be making like a pie, but the pie doesn't need that much. So I'm just gonna grab about about this much, only because I'm gonna make little strips out of this and put it over the pie, because the pie underneath is not gonna be like a pie shell. I'm gonna have like a graham cracker crust under there. So I'm gonna take these 2 little balls and I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator, and that's my first step into making. I don't know what I'm making with this yet, but I'm gonna find something to make it with. So I'm just gonna seal it up like this and I'm gonna put it back in the refrigerator. And like I said, you can keep that dough up to like 4 days in the fridge and it'll be fresh. So I have this one here that I'm going to work with, and what I want to do is just give it a little quick little fold a few times, not too much. I'm going to fold this side over and this side over. Just want to make sure that it's all compacted and I don't have any of those things. That's what I don't want. So I'm just going to go like this until it gets all blend incorporated really good. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make little balls out of this. So I have my rolling pin here. I'm just gonna roll it out a little bit, just enough where it could be same size on all ends. So then I could cut it into little balls. Okay, I think that's good right there. If I need to make more, I will. But for now, I think that's good. And I'm just gonna cut it in half. Like so. And I'm gonna make nice little empanadas with this. So I'm just gonna fix it, make sure that they're as even as they could be. So I'm gonna take 1, 2, and this is a little big. That's 1, 2, 3, like 4. I'm gonna see if I did it good, because I think I'm getting them too big, but I didn't want to make them too small either. So that, and I can never put this piece back right there, and I can make 2 more. Let's see how they look. I'm gonna cut it in half. So there and there. And now what I want to do is I want to take one of the balls, and I just want to roll it up. Roll it up a little bit. Make like a little patty out of it. And you don't need, I took out the flour in case I needed it, but I don't think I will. So I'm just going to roll out this dough into like the size of an empanada. Like this. Don't want them too fat. I don't want them too skinny, because then they'll break, and I don't want it to break. I want them to be perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I brought this so that I can make them that size, but obviously it's already that size, so I'm not going to do anything with that. All right, so this is good, just like this. That's a nice empanada. It's almost shaped circle like it's supposed to be, but it's fine just like this. I want to grab some meat, and I'm going to put it right in the middle, like so. Grab a little bit more. Okay, right there. And I need a napkin or I'll get nervous. Okay, here. Cooking my finger. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to bring it forward. And then I'm going to press it down. Make sure I take out all the air out of it. And then I'm going to press down with my fork and give it like little indentations. If it drips a little, it's okay, no big deal. It's not a problem. Okay, so just like that. And then I like to go across one more time to make sure that seal is pressed evenly in there. And we have a nice empanada here. I see a little tiny hole, so I just want to press it a little and just crinkle that edge a little. Try not to go too deep because you don't want to ruin it. All right, so this is one empanada, and I'm just gonna put it in there and let it cook nicely. I think it's not too high. Okay, I don't want it to cook too fast. Okay, so that's one empanada. Now I'm gonna take the other one, and I'm just gonna do the same thing. Roll it up into a little ball. I think that was one of the smallest ones. I have bigger ones here. So let's roll this out again. I have a little sauce that came out. Clean that up. You gotta watch them. I don't want them to burn. They're rolling out really beautiful. And this is the easiest way. You follow my video and you can do empanadas just like that. Okay, this one needs to be flipped. I need to find something. Where's my fork? I know I have a fork here, right? Let me just grab it real quick and flip it, because I don't want them to burn. Oh, it's looking really beautiful. Fresh homemade empanadas. Empanadillas. That's how Puerto Ricans say empanadillas. Everyone else says empanadas, and that's fine. But we say empanadillas. Alright, so this one is good. We roll this out very nicely. Make sure it's all compacted in there. So I'm going to grab another spoonful of the mixture, and I'm going to put it in there. Take a little tiny bit more. Okay, that's good. And hopefully we can fold this over. Really nice. Okay, it's going good, see? I'm gonna push it down. Make sure I get all the air out of it. And this empanada, they're cooking really fast. Remember, this is fresh dough. And they're not opening. That's great. I'm happy when they don't open up. I'm just swirling it so you can get some oil because it's about time to turn it again. There, just leave it like that on a few minutes. It's looking very nice. So we have this dough right here, and we're gonna do the same process. I'm gonna grab my fork. Let me try it. It has oil, and I'm just gonna pinch the ends very gently because this dough is really soft. It's not like the ones that you get in the store that's stiff, and you can easily work with it. Not this one. This one you have to be real careful. You don't want to puncture a hole because then you lose your meat. You lose your meat right out of there. So you got to be gentle. Pastries like gentleness. Alright, so here's another one. And it came out really nice. No holes anywhere. Oh, yes. No, there's a hole. You can't have that. So let's pinch it. I'm going to pinch it. And I'm going to add a little bit of powder. That's why I had it there. Just in case I do get a little hole, I can pinch it. And I can always add a little bit of the dough. Just give it a little rub there. Like that. Hopefully they'll go back together. Maybe I won't make them so thin next time because this one looks like a no-show. You can pinch it like that and just hope that it didn't break, that it doesn't break. Again, I'm just going to pinch this side and I'm going to pray that it doesn't break. Okay, let's do that. And this one's almost ready to come out now. It's good. It looks good. You could add a little flour to that, like that, just to make sure the flour cooks it good. So I'm just going to put it in like so. And I'm going to flip this other one because this other one is ready already. See, that's a beautiful color right there. I'm going to grab a little plate with a napkin. And I'm just going to put it right here. And I'm going to take this one out because it's already cooked. It looks really beautiful. I'm happy with this one. So let's just grab it. I'm just going to hold it up like this for a few minutes so it can drain out all the oil. And then I'll just put it right here. Perfect. Nice crispy dough. So it'll be on the napkin. Anything else that wants to come down, it can just come down. I'm going to raise the heat just a little bit. It has a hole there. And I'm just hoping that it stays put and doesn't drip. You know what? Has a lot of oil on it, so hopefully the oil would keep it together. This is hoping. Sometimes it happens, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave it just like this. I'm gonna grab this little ladle that I have here that was on top of the meat with the rice that my son wants to try later. Just gonna put a little bit of oil on this because I want it to stay nice. It's getting a nice crust on the bottom. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to roll this up. And I'm going to press it out. Gently. I'm not going to do it as big as the other one because I don't want it to break. So, the smaller the better. Okay, this looks like it's going good. It's going to hold its shape, I'm hoping. It feels nice and thick. Okay, so I think that's good right there. That's a nice piece of empanada. And like I said, I wanted to measure them this way, and it's perfect so far. So what I want to do is add again 1 spoon of the meat mixture. I think I'll use 1 spoon this time, like so. And even that one is a little big. It's a little big. I'm just gonna roll out the sides and make it just a little longer. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna just push it in gently, and then I'm gonna hold it down. And let's hope it keeps this nice little shape. It's letting out some juices. That's why I brought the napkin. I could just dry it up a little. And let's flip this one because I think this one is all ready to flip. Look at that pretty color. Very nice. And they're perfect. They're more pastery than anything else. They came out more pastry-like instead of jelly. So I'm just going to pinch the edges real carefully. And I'm going to just go like this against it with my fork so they don't open up. Like that. And I hope this is a nice one. It looks like it's going to be really nice. It has a little thing here. That's okay. I could just bring it out. No big deal. Perfect in the back. Like I said, you can always take a little bit of the powder and dust it off. It seems to work better that way, when you could just dust a little powder on the edges. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one in there too. Really nice. They're all nice and chunky, and I'm going to flip this one around one more time. There, it looks really nice. Okay, so I'm going to grab another one. And see, it's really nice dough. It's like Play-Doh. Okay, let me just dry it up here. There's going to be a lot of meat left over, so I'm definitely going to have some tacos, because I feel like tacos today. Taco Tuesday. Alright, so here we go. We have the other one there, and I'm just going to bring this one over here for a minute, and then I'm going to flip this one, because look how beautiful. These are coming out so chubby. Look at that color. That's the color that I was looking for. This color is nice, but this color is better. Alright, so we're going to leave that alone. And let's make another one right here. This is a nice size right there. Let's grab some meat. Put it in the middle. That's a pretty big one there again. I don't know how to make small ones. A lot of people skimp out on the meat, and I'm just totally opposite. I'm like, fill it up. All right. So let's bring this down, because one of them is dripping a little liquid, and I know it's this one, the one that I already cooked, because it's ready already. It doesn't need anything else. That cooked up really nicely. Just going to pick it up like this for seconds and let out all that oil drip out of it. Oops, sorry. Sorry, Wanda Brutus. Okay. I apologize to myself for being clumsy. Alright, so we have another one right there. And this one I'm going to flip it. Look how beautiful that looks. They came out so chunky. And they smell like bread. They smell like fresh bread. Okay, I'm going to leave that one a few seconds. And let's take my fork. And I think I need another napkin. I'm sorry, I need another napkin. Okay, so let's take this. I'm just going to press it a little bit in there because it needs to close. And I don't want to break it. So ever so gently, I'm pressing it. And I'm going to just wipe it because some of the juice came out, and that'll probably prevent it from closing a little. So here we go. I'm just gonna pinch the ends. I'll keep my finger here to not try to puncture the middle part. You don't want to puncture the middle. Okay, now I just go across and give it that little shape. I think this one came out like the best one. Perfect. Look, it's beautiful. I'm going to flatten it down a little bit. I'm just going to put it right here next to it. I'm going to flip this one over, and then I'm going to take it out because this is already ready. Look at this little beauty. Just leave it right there in the back. Like right there, it looks a little light. So I'm just going to hold it there for a few seconds. Leave it there. And I'm going to grab another one. Basically, you know where this is going. So I'm sorry this video is so long, but loving food and doing it the right way always pays off. Pays off. Happy tummies. Happy face. Okay. This is nice. It's going nice and round. And that's it. You want to do it ever so gently, but you want to feel that it's nice and thick. You do not want it thin at all, okay? Don't want it thin. So I just flatten it a little bit more. I can make the shape. It's going to make the shape. Don't worry, it's going to make the shape. Alright, so that's good right there. Let's grab more of this meat mixture. I know there's going to be a lot. I'm using 1 whole spoon. Maybe the spoon was too big, but it works. Alright, this is ready to come out. Like I said, I don't want it to burn. You can see that I gave it a nice color on the middle part where I was worried about. And this one needs to be flipped. Alright, perfect. I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to try to grab this one. Like this. There you go. I'm just holding it like this so it could drip out all the oil. It's still in the oil. Yes, I know, but now it's not. And make sure that drips out. Look how beautiful they look. They look so delicious. Alright, so I'm just going to stretch this out just a little bit. Make sure I have room to roll it over. I'm going to press the meat in, and then I'm going to bring it down and around, and I'm going to hold it and squeeze out all the air from it, and I press it with my finger, and that's it. And if you have a little bit that's seeped out, you can just grab a paper towel and do like this. Okay, that's good. This one got a little hole there going on. I'm just going to take a little bit of dough and put it right there, a little bit of flour. Alright. Move you over. Put a little bit of hot oil on top of you. Just like that. I'm going to flip you in just a minute. You're not going to burn, so I'm going to grab the fork. And I'm going to do little edges. The nice little edges. I think I'm going to make some apple pie turnovers, maybe. That looks good, just like this. And like I said, I think that one was like the perfect one. Let me flip it. Don't want it to burn. Oh, very nice. Okay, so this right here, I'm going to add a little piece to that because I don't like the way it looks. I'm going to borrow some from your brother, and that's it. So that one's coming out, and I'm just going to go alongside of it like this, very gently. Don't want it to break. It's very fragile. Okay, there we go. So like I said, I put a little bit of flour here because I wanted to dust it. I don't want it to break, and it looks nice there. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it in. I'll try to flatten it down a little bit. Okay, that's good right there. I'm going to put that one in, and this one is going to be taken out because it has a beautiful color right there. And to tell you the truth, honestly, I feel like it's like a more bread. It's still a soft, buttery dough, but I feel like it came out like more bread consistency, even though you still have that little scraping. Like, you can tell that it's nice and crispy. Okay, so this one's coming out now. I'll take this one out before I make the next one. I have 2 more to go. Oh, I'll just leave it there for a few more seconds. It refuses to cooperate, and I'm gonna grab something that I should have grabbed before. Hold on 1 second. Now this would work really nice to scoop them out and drain them very nicely. So just gonna grab it and I'm gonna put it to the bottom like so. Very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna let it drain out a little bit. I'm just gonna put this right there, and this one I'll turn it in a few minutes. I'm not ready to turn this baby yet. I'll just put some oil on top. Yes, it is ready to turn now because it has that pretty color going on there. So I'm just gonna leave it right there because now it's safe there for a few minutes. Okay, so I can make another one. And then you have 1 more, and then we're done. And then I made 6. I still have to make some of those. So the one with the rice, because he said, and I quote, can you make it like you make the stuffed peppers? And the stuffed peppers requires corn, rice. So he wants one like that. So I'm going to just make him one big one like that so he can enjoy it. And then he can have some of these. Okay, this is looking really nice. And I'm going to take that one out in about another minute. Okay, I have this one. It's nice. And let's get some meat up in here. Oh, I keep doing a lot, but let's see. This one is less. It looks a little less. Okay, that's good there. Get that little finish in there. And with my napkin. I don't want you to burn, baby, don't burn. Okay, it's doing good. I just swirl it around. This one wants to get out. So I'm about to take it out in about 1 second. Because as you can see, it's ready already. So just leave that in there 1 second and see if we could close this baby up. Okay, this one looks like a nice little close right here. Close very nicely. I'm going to push it down. Just give a little pinch on the ends. Take this little piece out right there because I see a little stubborn little hole there, which is not a problem. Like I said, you could just mend it with its own skin. All right, I have to take that one out. It's getting really quiet on me. And I'm just going to dust this right here a little bit. Make sure that it doesn't pop out. Hopefully it won't. So let's get this in and take this one out. I'm serious, these look like little dough. Okay, so that's that one. Let's put it right here. And see, the dough just comes right out. But they taste so delicious. Honestly, when you make it, you'll taste it. You'll know what I'm talking about if you follow these instructions. Okay, the last one, and then I'm done. Okay, I stayed with you throughout the whole step, so you know I didn't use any store-bought ones. I made my own dough. So delicious, like really delicious, guys. All right, so this is the last one. Okay, And like I said, the rest of the meat is gonna go for taco. Those I'm gonna stuff them. And this one I'm gonna flip it because it has a nice color, I could tell. Okay, so we're gonna leave that right there for a few minutes. And let's do the last one. Take some more meat, put it right in the middle. Get a little bit of that green. Come here, green. All right. And okay, that's good. It's nice and even. It's nice and packed. So let's take this and flip it over all the way down and give a little tiny gentle squeeze. You release all the air that way. And this is good. It's looking good. So now I'm going to pinch the edges very gently. I don't want to break it. I don't want to accidentally pour a hole in it either. Make a hole. So now I just go around it with it flat and make sure that all stays together. And it looks beautiful. So I'm just going to pop it in. Over here has a little bit of breakage going on, but that's okay because the flour will take care of it. Yeah, you know, so pat it down. And that's perfect. And let's put this one in there too. Right there. And we could flip this one over. Oh, so pretty. So very pretty. It has a little bit on the side where I could see it like a little light. Yeah, it's good, and it's opening up a little bit on the side, which is not bad. It's okay. It's not a big deal. These came out beautiful. Got a little flour on them. I could take them off the napkin so I could show how pretty they look. Look at this gorgeousness. I'm telling you, this dough right here, I should sell it as phyllo dough or fiber dough. That's how good it is. I should sell it. All right, now I'm going to take this one. If it lets me take it, I'm going to put it right here. And I don't have any more room on my plate. I don't have any more room on my plate. So I'm just going to put it right here for now, guys. And just telling you one thing, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you very much. I hope you like my recipe. I hope you like the way I made the meat. And I hope you follow it. I hope you give me a like, follow, subscribe. This is my dinner. And it's delicious, and you can see it's bready and doughy and just perfect meat pies. So thank you for seeing. Everybody have a blessed night. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, notification, hit all the buttons. And have a blessed night. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Look at those meat pies. Bye.